Well, we've just arrived in Penzance, just got off the train and about to hit the southwest coast path again.
So yeah, we've managed to get away from the sort of the busy part outside the train station. First glimpse of the sea when we've got down here. And we're going to hopefully pick up the trail. We've got to get probably a couple of hours out of town so we can find somewhere to pitch the tent for tonight.
Yeah.
Proper day tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, start early tomorrow.
That's it. So yeah, hopefully we'll get the tent up before it rains. So walking along here, and you've got some nasturtiums growing wild in the hedgerows. So these are a little trail snack. It's almost like fruity, but then with chili peppers at the end. So yeah, really nice. So I'm gonna have a few of those. Make sure there's no bugs in them. That's lovely. In fact, look, this is where you check that there's no bugs. See that? Earwig. That's not vegan friendly, so you can go back in the hedgerow, but that's perfect. Oh, lovely. So it finally feels like we've left civilization. We're on a nice little bit of the footpath now, just out of Mousehole, and it's about 8:20. Nice calm evening. So now is the mission of finding somewhere level for our tent to go up. So hopefully in the next half an hour we'll be set up and ready for a little bite to eat and watch the sunset. So first morning after the first night on the trail, this first section of path has been pretty horrible really. Quite overgrown, lots of foliage, brambles, bracken, plus there was lots of natural springs as well, so we've got pretty wet feet already and muddy and trying not to fall over. But I think we're just walking through a nature reserve at the moment, so it is nice. But yeah, I'll be glad when the trail actually opens up a bit, because it's a little bit claustrophobic really. But yeah, all good. Good night's sleep, and looking forward to a proper day on the trail really.
We've just come through some real overgrown paths, loads of bracken, 6 feet, 7 feet high. But we're out the other end, and just round this corner, there'll be a little village of Lamorna and a second tea break, I think, second breakfast.
So we're finally out of that nasty bit of the path, and we're on the more dramatic part of the coast path. We were just going around the headland there and met two dudes that had been camping overnight. They'd got a really nice spot right up on the spur overlooking the sea, and started chatting to them. And they also were doing a bit of the coast path, pretty much heading the direction we're doing, and both got their own little YouTube channels as well. So we were chatting for a bit, but they were both Gurkhas, and we started talking, and he showed us his folding cookery that he'd got on him. So already my brain's whirling with ideas of maybe making a cookery of some form or another, whether it be folding or whether it be a fixed blade. I've had many over the years and never got round to making myself one, so maybe this is the impetus to actually get designing. See, coastal walking can help knife making. That's what you got to do. So we've got through some of the yucky bits. Quite a nice section of the coast now. Round the next cove and round the bend is the Minnock Theatre, so we're going to be heading towards that, which I'm looking forward to. But on the look of it, we've got a pretty steep downhill and a pretty steep climb before we get there, so wish me luck.
We've had a great day, some really good walking, and we had a fantastic swim in the little bay, and the water was ice cold and fantastic. That cooled us off. It's just been a wonderful day, and we've just found a little flat patch perfect for the tent, done about 14 miles, and just kicking back now with some food.
We're all set up. It's about 8:30 now, so we've waited until the last minute. All the walkers have gone, set up the tent. I think it's going to be a nice little patch, really, nice and level. It's a bit sloping last night, so we didn't get a brilliant night's sleep, so much more flat here. So hopefully if the wind stays as calm as it is, we'll be able to get a good night's sleep. Morning of the second day on the trail. Really good campsite last night, nice and level. Wind totally dropped. Managed to open all the doors. Had this lovely breeze coming through, so no condensation in the tent, which was fantastic. All packed up, ready for getting some miles. Hopefully the next stop will be Land's End. Lois is a little bit upset this morning though, because her pack has developed the classic Osprey squeak that I've got on this pack, and now Lois has joined the club, so oh, and she's tripping over, but we love the Osprey packs, but I'm interested to hear if anybody else out there has got the anti-gravity system back frames, and if they've developed a squeak and if they can get rid of it. Yeah, apart from that, they're fantastic, but yeah, it's a bit annoying. So every time you see a video of me walking, you'll probably hear the backpack squeaking. That is the backpack and not my back creaking, even though it sometimes does give me a bit of grief. But yeah, hopefully the squeak will go and then Lois will be a bit happier.
just arriving at Land's End, most westerly point, and we're going to have a nice coffee because we know there's a cafe there. But we'll swiftly move on because it gets very full at this time of year, be heaving with people, so we'll be moving on quite quickly.
It's funny when you're walking along the path, obviously you're planning your route of where you're going to try and camp, but also where you're going to be able to get some provisions and things like that. So you're looking at little villages or towns and sort of looking forward to them. As soon as you're there and you've got what you need, you can't wait to get out. It's just too busy. When you've been out on the trail with just me and Lois, you don't really need to see loads and loads of people. So yeah, we're just about a mile out of town now, away from all the major beaches and things and car parks. And it's lovely actually now to be back on the trail, just me and Lois. Oh, it's sketchy. So if you don't like going up and down, I wouldn't suggest the southwest coast path, because apparently if you do the whole length of it, you climb the equivalent of Mount Everest 3 times or something ridiculous. So yeah, it's great as a calf burning workout, especially when you're carrying all your camping kit. But if you want dramatic scenery, that's what the compromise is. So we just come down and then we've got to go up, and then hopefully the next bay we're going to cut inland to get round a bit of a sort of stream, and then the next stop on our list is Cape Cornwall, which up until I'm not sure how many years ago it was, but at one point Cape Cornwall was supposed to be the most westerly point until they remeasured everything and found out that actually Land's End was the most westerly point. So they've had to change their criteria. Like Lois said, it's a bit like the Englishman who went up a hill and came down a mountain. I don't know whether there was a dispute and they start trying to build out the end to try and make it the westerly point again. But yeah, lovely bit of coastline. A bit more cloudy today, but to be honest, it was so hot yesterday, I'm glad of a bit of shade. So I'm going to sign off because I've got a bit of an uphill to do now.
Looking for somewhere to spend the night on the third night. We're in an old tin mine and there's some little flat spots around and about, so we're just checking that out. It's an amazing view, so I think it's going to be well worth it.
Had somebody message me, they'd seen the other Southwest Coast Path video and were asking us about wild camping. Our advice is, even if you have to stop early to find that level spot because you're exhausted, don't pitch your tent straight away. Just chill out, get your admin done, sort out your kit, get your tea done, things like that. Just sit down, chill, wait for everybody to go home, make sure there's nobody wandering past, and then you can set up camp. And obviously, same scenario in the morning, pack down before anybody gets up really. So nobody's really going to know you've been there. And make sure you don't leave any rubbish. Literally only leave the flattened grass where you've been sleeping. And then everybody gets to enjoy it then.
Good morning. We had a really good night's sleep. Despite it being a little bit clammy in the tent, everything was a little bit damp, but we've woken up to this amazing morning and drying everything out in the lovely sunshine. Second cup of tea, and then we'll be hitting the trail.
So morning of day 3, we had a leisurely morning, dried off the tent and stuff in the sun, and now we're heading around the coast. Just gone through some pretty active section where there was lots of mining, a bit of National Trust where there was a big copper mine and things like that. But if the weather holds like this all day, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. So we've just got plenty of water, so we should be pretty ready to go. Are you ready for the trail, Lois?
Ready for action, ready for action. Once you've filled up your water bottles, you know you're ready, and you've got a pasty on board and a cake. You know you're ready.
So yeah, we've got everything a Cornishman would need: water, pasty and a cake. So yeah, let's see what we can get done today. So day 3 is normally the day where everything starts to sort of click into place. You're not thinking about your pack and your legs are starting to feel a little bit stronger. Well, in fact, you're not thinking about your legs, so you know it's good. So yeah, I think if you are going out for a walk, if you can do a week at a time, by the end of the week, you're feeling pretty good. It's almost a shame to stop, really. So if you can spare the time, minimum week, but ideally at least 2 weeks. I think by the end of the second week, you'll be like totally up for it. You could keep on going then. But yeah, not everybody's got the luxury that they can just pick and choose when they take time off. So the advantage of being on the coast path is you come across these little hidden gems of these little coves. Seems like only a few people know about it. So we're gonna take the opportunity to cool off a bit. It's only about 10:30, but already it's pretty damn hot. So yeah, time for a quick dip, I think. Well, that was quite a swim. We could have spent all day really at that bay, but it started to get a little bit busier. So we put on our shoes and we've hit the trail again. So unfortunately, with that lovely bay, it's quite a steep climb out. So you almost need another swim again. But yeah, just walking along this plateau, all this lovely gorse and heather. Looks amazing. Who'd have thought purple and yellow could actually work? I did rob that from Lois. She's the colour sort of combination kind of lady. But yeah, it is absolutely unbelievable. Heat haze along the top here. Ooh. Watch out, Lois. This is super boggy here. It's been like baked dry back there, but not here. Watch out. This could be a comedy moment. Ooh, ooh. Ha ha!
So we just came across some amazing heathland and sort of boggy area, loads of wildlife, and then came and there was some cows eating the gorse and stuff, and we thought, fine, they're only cows, no problem. But we sort of got near the gate just in case we had to make a jump for it, and they got a little bit upset. So we jumped over the gate really quickly, and it would have made some great footage, but we would not have had time to get the camera out. in here and they're trying to get us on the other side. Anyway, we've come off the trail and who knows where this new trail will lead us. Maybe to the ice cream shop.
Right. So we managed to find a way through to above the stile.
They know they can't get us now and they've just walked off like a bunch of angry teenagers who couldn't have their fun anymore. Elegant.
So we've managed to find a little bit of shade with quite an exceptional view, and we're tucking into our Cornish pasties, which we've basically been living off for 3 days. So every chip shop didn't have chips, so we managed to grab pasties en route. Hard to go wrong, really. So yum. Cheers.
When you find little spots that are just so perfect, you've got to stop and just take it all in. And we've sat here, had our lunch, and it's just totally awesome. It's been about an hour and a half, but I think we better move on now. But yeah, unbelievable.
So just found another great spot for a campsite. Fortunately it's a bit early in the day for us, but it's a nice level area here, and then below there's another couple of nice level areas as well. But just taking this opportunity to get the tent out, get that well and truly dried off, and also air the sleeping bags. They were a bit clammy last night, so we're getting them a bit of warm air through them. Hopefully they'll be a bit more comfortable to stay in tonight. But yeah, fantastic location. Almost a shame it's not 4:30 or 5 o'clock. We could have stayed here. The end of a fantastic day, incredible weather, probably got a little bit sunburnt maybe on the back of the legs. Applying sun cream, but also going swimming in the sea probably didn't help matters. But still a lovely evening. The clouds have come in. The forecast is that it's going to be a bit atrocious tomorrow, a bit wet. But we've got a fantastic little campsite. National Trust field, so thank you National Trust. But the farmers obviously just harvested a load of silage, so we've got nice clipped grass, and yeah, fantastic view really. So we're looking forward to getting up early in the morning. It's only early now. What time is it now, Lois? About 8:30?
7:30.
Oh, 7:30. But even earlier. So we're going to get up early in the morning, get the tent down, and we've probably got about roughly approximate about 8 miles to St Ives.
Yeah.
So have you enjoyed your day, Lois?
Fantastic day today, yeah. And I was just saying about people worrying about wild camping. We've just pitched our tent in this field and along the coast, and what's the worst that can happen? Someone says, can you move it along? You're not allowed to be there. No problem, just move along. But nobody's ever said that to us, so it's all been good, hasn't it?
If it had been Herefordshire, that farmer would have come along with his 12 bore. That would have been a different story. But in Cornwall, they're all cool. Don't you reckon?
Yes.
So yeah, beautiful evening, lovely and quiet, apart from us making a lot of noise. So we'll tone it down, and yeah, we'll see you in the morrow. Good morning. This is morning 4, I think. Rainy pretty much all night, so we're having to actually pack our bags and have breakfast all inside the tent, which is okay actually. It's a big tent. This is a Lanshan 2 Pro. We had a Lanshan 2 last time. Decided to try the Pro purely because it was just a bit easier to set up with no inner. I think there's pros and cons to both really. That's the jet boil done. Yeah, pretty good. We never got around to sealing the seams before we came away, so there are a few little patches where it's just coming in, but nothing major really. But yeah, the space that you've got in this tent is pretty unbelievable really. 2 people, 2 big Bergens, sorting out all our kit and breakfasting. I think it's pretty amazing really. But yeah, we just opened the tent and it's just like rain clouds just sideways, so we're protected from behind a wall, so I think that really helped last night. But yeah, different dynamic having breakfast in a tent, but yeah, we'll get all this squared away, and then I think it's about 8 miles to St Ives, so hopefully we won't be absolutely saturated by the time we get there. But yeah, waterproof's on this morning, so somewhat damp still. Just got to take the tent down, but everything's squared away. Got our covers on, got our waterproofs on. Slightly bizarre feeling wearing a t-shirt and shorts underneath waterproofs, but I think it makes it cold. It's not actually cold, it's just as you can see this rain blowing out to sea. So yeah, tent and then a while. Well, don't think it could get much wetter. Combination of this driving rain and the last bit of path was all overgrown, so the foliage was soaking you as well. We've just gone round that headland there. Lois managed to find a tap, so we have filled up with a bit of water. Always fill up when you find a tap, it's worth it. But yeah, it's even a bad day on the coast is still a good day. What say you, Lois?
It's great.
Are you dry, wet?
I am dry, but a little bit sweaty as well. It's
A little bit sweaty.
Nice combination.
Yeah. So warm underneath the layers of Gore-Tex. It's stopped raining, there's blue sky, the sun's shining. But boy Jingo, that was a really hard bit of the path. We were basically walking down a river at one point. What do you think of that path then, Lois? Too tired to speak. But yeah, that was extreme. They probably only stopped raining where that sort of purple heather is. That's probably where it stopped raining, so basically all the way walking in the rain, and that was hard. Plus man down, one of my poles snapped, so yeah, I went for a cropper, my pole snapped, so gutting really. So we've had 1 casualty on the trail so far, but we're going to stop for a brew I think now, because it's been hard work. Okay, so unfortunately what we've realised is St Ives has been moved, and it's constantly being moved, because it was only about a mile away an hour ago and we're still not there. So I'm blaming my guide. Lois is the guide on this trip, and she said, oh yes, St Ives is just there. So it better be over the top of this hill, otherwise I'm going to cry. Anything to add to that, Lois?
I can't speak.
Can't speak. Goodbye. If we don't survive this trip, please tell my parents I love them.
So we've made it to St Ives. We found a little campsite just outside and it has been blowing a hoolie.
Yes, and now it's started raining as well to boot.
So hopefully we won't get blown away tonight because we want to go in the sea for one last dip in the morning, don't we, before we have to head home.
Yes.
Oh no.
So yeah, we've had a real mixture of weather. Sunshine yesterday, almost got sunburnt. Well, I did get sunburnt. And then today, full-blown waterproofs and almost got trench foot. Whoa.
It is very windy. We've had an amazing trip, haven't we?
Fantastic, yeah, really good trip. Great bit of coastline.
Yeah, couldn't recommend it enough. And we're just look forward to coming back again.
Yeah, we'll hopefully pick up and do the next little section. So hope you've enjoyed seeing this little bit. And yeah, hopefully you'll see the rest of the coastline when we do it. So we survived the very windy night. And we've walked down to the beach down at St Ives. Now the big dilemma, breakfast first or the swim first? What do you want to do, Lois? You feeling brave?
I think we should swim first.
Okay, so
It feels cold.
it's cold. Forecast is sunshine, showers, and we've still got this high wind. So either way, it's going to be a bit of an interesting day today. But I think dip, earn that breakfast. So yeah, watch this space.